Hello and welcome to English class. Today we are going to learn the third poem from the book Hornbill. The name of the poem is The Voice of the Rain and it is written by Walt Whitman. So let us now know who is Walt Whitman. So Walt Whitman was an American poet, essayist, journalist and humanist. He was born on 31st of May 1819. Coming to the central idea of the poem, so the poem The Voice of the Rain by Walt Whitman signifies the eternal role that the rain plays in nurturing, quenching and purifying the various elements of earth. Also, a comparison has been drawn between rain and music as both of them make the world more lively and return to their place of origin after fulfilling their purpose. So let us start the poem. Coming to the stanza number 1. And who art thou, said I to the soft falling shower, which strange to tell gave me an answer as here translated. I am the poem of the earth, said the voice of the rain. Eternal I rise, impalpable, out of the land and the bottomless sea. Now in the above lines, what does the poet say? He says that he was asking the identity of the soft falling rain shower. And what surprise did he get? That the rain replied to his question. And who art thou? Thou means you. So the poet is asking the rain, who are you? Okay. Which strange to tell gave me an answer as here translated. So it is very strange that the rain answered the poet and gave him an answer which is translated in the next line. So what does the rain say here? I am the poem of earth, said the voice of the rain. So the rain says that she is the poem of the earth and she is born in the form of invisible and intangible vapors. Then in the last line, eternal I rise, impalpable, out of the land and the bottomless sea. In this, the rain is telling that eternal means everlasting and impalpable means unable to be felt by touching. So you cannot feel the rain when you touch it. Okay. So she says that she is out of the land and when you go at the bottom of the sea, when you touch it, you cannot feel it. That is the meaning of impalpable. Okay. Coming to the second stanza, upward to heaven, whence vaguely formed, altogether changed and yet the same. I descend to lave the draughts, atomies, dust layers of the globe, and all that in them without me were seeds only, latent, unborn. The poet here says that the rain is an eternal process, but it takes different forms at different times, and it rises from the land and the deep sea in the form of intangible water vapor and goes up to the sky. There it takes an indistinct shape in the form of clouds. After it takes the form of clouds, although it changes in its form or shape, its core matter remains the same. Since vapor and clouds contain water, they can get transformed into the other. The words impalpable and eternal indicate that nature is not fully understood and some part of it always remains beyond our reach. Okay. Then the poet says that the raindrops pour down from above to wash away draughts and dust layers enveloping earth. It satisfies the thirst of the dry earth and heals everything that is degrading and is lying lifeless. The showers remove the dust particles and make earth clean and green. So in the second paragraph, you can see how the rain drops are formed. As you must have already read in your previous classes, the process of evaporation, how the clouds are formed, how the water from the land itself, the water is converted to water vapors, it goes up to the sky, they become clouds, and then finally raindrops come to the earth. So this is a process, whole process. So the second stanza tells about this process, and it also talks about that when the raindrops come to the earth, it cleans everything. Okay, it satisfies the thirst of the dry earth, and also when the earth is very lifeless, so it makes it lively. It removes the dust particles and make the earth green and clean. Coming to the third stanza, and forever by day and night I give back life to my own origin and make pure and beautify it. For song issuing from its birthplace after fulfillment, wandering, wrecked or unwrecked, duly with love returns. So from the first two lines, what did you get to understand? And forever by day and night I give back life to my own origin. So okay, so this rain has already given origin and it gives life back to its own origin. So the rain is involved in a continuous process of giving life on earth by providing water to dormant seeds and making the earth more beautiful and full of greenery. So rain helps in enhancing the beauty of earth, as in the absence of water everything turns dull or lifeless and dust accumulates everywhere. So this last two lines which is in the bracket, it means these last two lines are the poet's own words and his reflections upon the answers given by the rain. So the poet observes that the life of rain is similar to that of a song. A song or poem is creativity at its best. It has the power to calm, heal, rejuvenate, transform, and thrill. In the same way, repeated evaporation and condensation purifies the rain. The entire environment gets drenched in the rain, dust particles settle down, and there is greenery everywhere which makes the whole earth beautiful to look at. The poet therefore draws a parallel between rain and music, as both have rhythm and ability to thrill. So both of them rejuvenate and beautify life. So in this poem, if you analyze this poem, the first two lines are only said by the poet, the other lines till the end. Okay, the other lines are told by the poem. She is explaining herself, she is expressing herself, you can say. So she is telling how I am important for earth and what is my process, everything. Okay, so these all lines are told by the rain. And the last two lines of the stanza number 3, which are in the bracket, that is the poet's conclusion. Okay, he is concluding something, he is drawing a contrast between the not drawing contrast, actually he is drawing a parallel between, he is similarizing rain and music, as they both have rhythm and the ability to thrill. So he is parallelizing them. Okay, parallel, making them similar. So that was all about the explanation of the poem. Now let us come to the poetic device, or you can say the literary devices used in the poem. So the first poetic device is personification. Personification, I have already told you, when some human traits or characteristics are related to some other objects, non-living objects or animals, so it is known as personification. Now in this poem, rain is a non-living thing. Okay, but the poet here is taking her to be a living thing. He tells that she told this, she replied to him. Okay, so can the rain reply? No, she cannot reply. So this is personification. So rain has been personified, as it has been given a voice in the rain. Rain does not have voice. Okay, and this is personification. Let us come to the next poetic device, that is metaphor. I am the poem of the earth. So the poet uses a metaphor to compare how the rain leaves the ground to come back to the ground, giving back to it much like a person who leaves its home only to come back after fulfilling its journey. So this is metaphor. I am the poem of the earth. Let us come to the next poetic device, that is parallelism or simile. Okay, simile. In the last two lines, I have already told you the poet has drawn a parallel between the rain and the song of a poet. So this is simile. Next poetic device is hyperbole. So bottomless sea. Bottomless sea is an example of hyperbole. The poet describes sea as bottomless, which is an exaggerated statement to bring out the desired effect. So this is next poetic device, hyperbole. Let us come to the last poetic device, that is imagery. Now what imagination the poet has done in this poem? In the first line of the poem, soft falling shower gives the reader an image of gentle rain or drizzle. So during the dialogue between the poet and the rain, it creates an image of showers or drops of water falling down from the heavens to earth and infusing it with greenery, purity and beauty. So this soft falling shower, it has been imagined by the poet that the raindrops are coming like soft falling shower. So this is imagery. So this was all about the poem The Voice of the Rain. Until the next video, keep learning and keep recalling. Thank you.